What is going on, everyone? Steve-O Supremo here, and I am just another game collector. And guys, when the resellers are away, the collectors can go out and play. That seems to be what has happened this weekend. There is a game expo going on a couple hours away from here down in Portland, Oregon, from where I live here in Washington. And I know the big reseller in my town went down to sell at it, and others probably went to it too. Maybe even game collectors went down to it. And it just left the floodgates open for tons of video games that were out in the wild this weekend. What you're seeing is nowhere near what I saw out there, because I saw a bunch of stuff. But if you're new to the channel, I'm not one of those people who goes out and just tries to buy everything. I just want to get stuff for my collection, leave stuff for the other collectors out there. Now, there are times where people just will not let go of things unless it's in a bundle. And that's the case with the Wii stuff there. It's like you either take it all or you don't take it at all. Other times, you get to pick out the stuff you want, and they'll separate things. So let's dive into it. First thing to get this story started is to show you guys a clip of how my Friday started off. I thought the weekend was not going to be good just from how this Friday went when I pulled up to this first sale of the day. And yeah, I'll just roll the clip real quick and then we'll come back. Guys, check this out. I saw this garage sale while driving. They were setting up yesterday on Thursday, driving down the road. I was driving past this road and saw them setting up. It's like, hey, you guys having a garage sale this weekend? They said, yeah, we're setting up for it. And I actually asked them about, it's like, I collect video games, so hopefully I'll have some. And her son actually had some, but he said he's probably going to hold on to them for now. I was like, go for it, man. Keep all you can. But I still wanted to come by the sale anyways, just to take a look in case he changed his mind. This garage sale was supposed to start at 8 o'clock today. It is 7:59, and this place is packed, full of cars, and it's not even 8 o'clock yet on a Friday. This is kind of insane. So I was going to swing by real quick before I went into work, but I think we're going to go ahead and head on back home because this place is crazy. So there you guys go. The first yard sale of the day on Friday, right when it was about to open, a minute early to go park, and it was already packed. So I was like, man, if this is a sign of things to come this weekend, it's going to be a rough one. Because that was a yard sale that was out in the sticks too, and just people flooded to it. So and they did have a lot of cool stuff. Unfortunately, no games or anything there for me, because I did went ahead and go in there and look around. And the kid still did want to keep his Xbox stuff. So I was like, go for it, man. Keep them forever, like collect. So let's get into the stuff I did grab, because there's some pretty cool stuff here. And I guess we can get this Wii stuff out the way first. And this is, you're seeing like 2 copies of stuff, because this is actually 2 Wii console bundle lots. Again, they did not want to split the consoles and everything up or let me pick out games, so you had to buy it all. So I did, and there's 2 consoles with Wii remotes and stuff. It's from separate sales, but 2 consoles, Wii remotes and joystick, or the nunchucks and everything was all included. One of the consoles did not work, but one of them, and that was this one right here. And my daughter has already turned it into an art project, which I said she could. Since it didn't work, it's like, go ahead and you can customize it if you want. So she's put her artwork on it, and there's a lot of room left for even more on it. The other Wii did work, but now you gotta go through the pain of having to get rid of it, just so I could add these games to my collection. Of course, we just talked about hunting games recently, and I didn't have this one. But Cabela's, Iron Man, World War II Aces, the Just Dance games, Avatar, Star Wars, Indiana, Call of Duty, and Transformers. So a bunch of them I get to add that I did not have, but yeah, had to take the whole bundle. So moving on, let's talk about the Demon Slayer manga here next. Really love the show. I'm like 2 arcs behind in watching it or catching up, but still loving it, the show as a whole. And I'll even show off a picture of one of my artworks I did like a couple years ago of one of my favorite characters. But haven't read like any of the books, and this is the first 4 manga of it. So all these sitting at a yard sales, like, let's see what the major differences are in it in these first 4, and see if maybe I want to get more in the future. So pretty cool pickup there. The next sale, we'll jump down to these things. This was another Friday one where I went up to a yard sale. This guy had his bunch of tools and stuff laid out in the front yard, so I didn't figure it'd be at sale. I probably won't even stop at. But lo and behold, on a table, he had a bunch of video game stuff. He had Sega Genesis Model 1 consoles, some PlayStations, this PlayStation Slim. He had Super Nintendo, bunch of N64 games, mostly lower end and sports stuff or stuff that I already had, so I didn't need it. Some Super Nintendo games, again, stuff I already all had, like Street Fighter 2 and everything. Genesis, and a couple PlayStation 1 games. So I started digging through his stuff. He also had two big tubs, like just full of wires and controllers that I started digging through. And if I found a game, I would hand it to him to put on his table so he could sell that or have it out there on there. And he was Hispanic, so there was kind of a little language barrier there. But I have been doing a lot of Duolingo here this year. I'm on a 91-day streak of trying to learn Spanish because there is a large Spanish community here, like Mexican community. So I've been trying to learn the language just to be better at like communicating with them, since they make up a good majority of the population here. And it's slow start. We haven't really gotten into money and discussing stuff like that. But I do know Juegos de Video and video games and stuff like that. So whenever I need to add that, I know what to ask for. But I did find some stuff I wanted from him. Digging through the bins, I found this Virtual Boy controller. I do have a Virtual Boy, so it's always good to have an extra controller for it. A PS1 game I had never heard of, G Police, so snatched that. Rambo 3. And unfortunately, another broken console here, this PlayStation 1 Slim. I wanted a backup because I do have one with an LCD screen. So I just wanted to have one as a backup in case my one that I have ever went out. I plugged it up while we were at his house, and the green light did power on, but unfortunately, when I came here to test a disc out, because it has the hookups and everything with it, it just did not work. So luckily, he sold everything at a really good price to where it doesn't really matter, but would have been nice if it was working. But everything on his table was really dirty and nasty, so it was kind of taking a chance on everything, and lucky enough, I did clean this up, but unlucky enough, it just did not work out. All right, slight interruption, but on to the last one. It has to deal with these games, the VHS tapes, and this stuff is all kind of connected together. Went up to another yard sale that they didn't have much at all, like kind of laid out, and I asked if they had any like video games or old movies or anything they wanted to sell. They said old movies, like VHS tapes? I said, yeah, I'd love to look through some. And they had two big boxes full of them they went and grabbed for me. Man, at least had to be 150 movies in there. But unfortunately, there was nothing I really wanted. I mean, I found stuff I wanted. I just wish I could have found more because they went through the trouble to go get the boxes. And I think they just wanted to give me everything just so I could get it out their house and then put it in my house to take up space. So I was like, nah, I can't take those boxes. I already got all those DVDs in my garage, so I can't have more boxes piling up. So I did pick out a couple I wanted here and found some pretty cool ones, like some dinosaurs. Love that show. So a VHS copy, volume 4, 2 episodes on it. And it's really strange. I found this first, and then I saw this movie, Theodore Rex. I've never heard of this, but the animatronics like in it look the exact same because this looks almost like a character from Dinosaurs. Looks like a mix of like a skinnier version of the dad from the show, and like a mixture of his son. So I've never heard of this. So this is going to be pretty cool to watch. Like a futuristic, I guess she's like, what's that say? The world's toughest cop is getting a brand new partner. And it's a real blast from the past. So gonna be an interesting watch there. You guys let me know if you've seen that. Another kind of famous one on the internet these days is Mac and Me. I had never seen it. Always see the clip on Conan with Paul Rudd trolling him all the time. So really cool to finally have that to give it a watch. And then this one, Warriors of Virtue. Another one I just never heard of. Like growing up like in the 90s and stuff, and never even heard of this film. So when I picked it up and looked at the back, I was like, man, this looks like something I would have loved to have watched. Like, look at the costumes and stuff in this fantasy film. So they look really cool. So I'm looking forward to giving this a watch. And if you guys have seen that, let me know. If you've seen any of these up here, let me know your thoughts on it. So really cool to find those. But they also said they had some video games. They said they had the Super Nintendo inside. It was their dad's. They needed to ask if he wanted to sell it. I was like, I really don't want the console if you guys just want to sell some games. So they did do that for me because they had Super Mario World and all these other games, but I already got them. And again, I'm not going out there to look to find stuff to flip or anything. I'm going out there to find stuff I need. So some lower end stuff that I needed for the collection or I didn't have. And then, my legs are falling asleep. Turn it around for you guys so you can see it. Natsume Championship Wrestling. Found that. So love wrestling games. And so got to add that to the collection. And I did take the PS2 off of them. They had the cords and everything for it. No controller. But I just had a PS2 go out on me a couple months ago. And I know you guys probably make fun of me, think I'm stupid, but I like to have three, especially of PS2s and stuff. I like to have three kind of in my inventory in case one goes out. I can have another one as a backup. And I know I could play it on the PS3 now. I got a backwards compatible PS3, but guys, I just think it looks a lot better through my component cable on my CRT TV. So I still like to play PS2 stuff on the original hardware. And since I lost one a couple months ago, due to it failing, it's nice to have it replaced because this one does work. So got another backup in there in case some goes out, and it's pretty cool that it's the silver one. That is the one I currently have, so it's nice to have a direct replacement. So there you go, guys. And again, I saw a lot more out there in the wild than what you're seeing here. There were people with Xbox games, PS4 games, Xbox 360 games, just stuff I didn't need, so I didn't get it. If they had stuff I wanted, I, of course, could have made a deal on it and bought some stuff, but really cool. Need more game conventions going on to get these resellers kind of out the way. So I hope even all the stuff that I left out there, I hope other collectors were able to get their hands on some stuff and get things that they needed. Hopefully some people found their way at this gentleman's house and were able to find some lower end games and stuff they wanted for their collections and stuff. So really cool, really awesome deal. Sometimes things don't work out and you get some busted ones. But other times, like, you can score some pretty cool stuff. So you guys let me know in the comments below how you guys did this week and if you went out game hunting at all. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.